Greetings, and welcome back to the MCOC Encyclopedia. So you've just pulled Chee'ilth. Let's see what she can do. We're going to start today versus Realm of Legends Rhino before moving into Labyrinth, a quick touch on the Abyss, and then into Acts 6, 7, and 8. Our tester today will be 6-star rank 4 Chee'ilth, or roughly the same power level as a 7-star rank 1, so if you've just got her from the event, congratulations, this is roughly what you'll be seeing. She is Sig 20 here, but that signature ability will not come up once in this entire video. Chee'ilth revolves around her spiritual charges, which is the purpley blue timer you can see on the left. Every time that goes round, she gains a spirit charge, like that. Whenever she gains one of these, she also gains 2 cleanse passives, and it will increase the potency of her bleeds by I believe 15% per charge. Chee'ilth's main damage source is those bleeds, and you can see we've now got 21 of them, and they are ticking away hard. This Rhino is just melting away, remembering that each percentage here is over 5,000 health, so to watch him to tick away at multiple percent points per second is really, really powerful. We're up to 24 bleeds, 25, and what we're trying to do is bait heavies and specials from this guy, because heavy countering him allows for you to pause your bleeds with your heavy attack, and you'll gain additional 1 off the special of the end of attack. Now into Labyrinth, Red Hulk. Now, Chee'ilth does gain Gamma advantages against champions that are tagged as Gamma, and these are all of the Hulk, Sasquatch, the Leader, Overseer, Maestro, and so on. I think there are 14 in total. Also the 8.2 Bahamut boss, he's technically Gamma. But this Red Hulk isn't, because he's in the Labyrinth of Legends. And whenever characters get changed, when they're in the of Legends things, they don't get updated there. So, yes, this is a Red Hulk, but no Gamma advantage here. You can see we're up to 11 bleeds, and they are ticking away really nicely. There is a big advantage using Chee'ilth to any champion where she can easily heavy counter their heavies or their special attacks. You can see here I'm trying to get the special 1 out of him so I can count him and pause his bleeds, but he's not throwing it and I've basically run out of bleeds. Speaking of, where do those bleeds come from? She gains 1 for every hit using her axe, which is both of her mediums and the final hit of her heavy attack. The final hit of her heavy attack will also give her 2 extra bleeds for a total of 3 on that one. So you can see heavy counter here, we go from 5 to 8. If you are heavy countering their heavy or their special, the first hit of your heavy will pause all of your bleeds. And this is really, really powerful. If you can pause those bleeds, you can keep them going. The special 3 that we've just seen will heal you for a huge amount if used in the right situation. It is 30% of your maximum health or 50% of the damage you've taken in this fight. So if you go from 100% down to 1% and then throw your special 3, you will heal a massive amount of your health. It also gives us a passive 30 or 35% vicious passive, increasing our bleeds by 30 or 35%. You can see now we're up to 26 bleeds, and every percentage point on this Red Hulk is 15,500 health, and he is chunking down very rapidly. I probably should have gone for another special 1 here, because the special 1 gives us a grit passive, or Grizzly's Grit here. What grit lets you do is ignore whether opponents are unstoppable or not. That's why cleanse charges are very, very helpful. That incinerate, and that's done, just got completely removed. Chee'ilth can only throw her special 3 once in each fight, but that does just mean it's easier to throw your special 2 for that big Tranquilize. This stops opponents applying debuffs to you. Well, it reduces the ability accuracy of opponents applying bleeds to you, or applying any debuffs to you, in fact. And every time it does so, it will also pause for 3 seconds, which in high debuff matchups, remembering that you've got your cleanse as well, means it's very easy to go basically debuff immune. So that was Labyrinth Red Hulk down in about 2.5 minutes, meaning we're working at about 500,000 damage per minute. Now, can she do Abyss fights? Kind of. I'm not going to make you sit through it. This was my go at Abyss Invisible Woman. I got her about half down, but Invisible Woman is not the best for Chee'ilth, as heavy countering her is quite difficult. Let's move on to something else. This is 6.3.1 Medusa, the Do You Bleed boss. If you are struggling with this boss and you get the 6-star Chee'ilth out of the event, or you get very lucky and pull a 7-star one by the time you get to this point, she will shred through this very, very easily. A Chee'ilth that's a 6-star rank 2 will do very, very well, as you can see, despite my phone having a bit of a heart attack with all the lag spikes. Just simply getting some bleeds going, just by parry heavy. You can see we're up to 12. There we go, very nice, easy heavy to heavy counter, and specials as well. But what's also very nice about Chee'ilth's heavy is that first kick has a really long range to it. We bait out one special 2, but in 17 hits, easy game, easy life. Now we're into 7.4.3, this is the Invisible Woman path, and we need to start off by parrying her 3 times to build up some paradox, so we aren't permanently power locked. There's 2, and there's number 3, and now we can start actually doing some work. Invisible Woman has her shield, so that's going to be eating a lot of our bleeds, but for each paradox in this quest, it will be increasing our debuff potency, which means we can get some serious bleeds going. Did you notice Invisible Woman sort of clicked invisible for about 1 frame? That's because Invisible Woman, when she goes invisible, applies a fragility debuff to you. However, if you can remove that debuff, the invisibility goes away, and given we had a load of cleanse charges, we got rid of it pretty much instantly, so we don't have to worry about her invisibility at all. The spirit timer does take a while to go round, but every time you parry, it'll jump forward, and every time you punish their specials or heavies, it will also jump forward. So it may look slow, but there are lots of ways to speed it up. For example, like that, it just shot round very, very quickly, and there goes Invisible Woman. Now, I mentioned earlier that Chee'ilth can gain Gamma advantage, and what does that mean? Well, very simply, she gets 40% debuff potency, and that is huge. You can see these bleeds are already ticking for 500, 600, 700, and yes, we do have the paradox boosting us slightly here, but you can see that by the end of this fight, this Joe Fixit will be ticking for some serious bleed damage. The Gamma advantage does also increase some of her synergies, but we are not running any synergies in this video at all. This is why cleanse charges are great. Joe tried to inflict me with a whole bunch of debuffs there, but we just instantly cleansed them all off, and by the end of that fight, he was ticking for 10,000 damage per second. We are now in 8.1.3, and this is the damaging debuff path, and we have Gamma advantage versus this Red Hulk, which is very, very nice. I probably could have heavy countered him there, but I'm fishing for the intercept because that's how we get our bonus damage in this fight. Whilst they're suffering from a damage over time debuff, we gain additional damage as well, which means all we've got to do is try and get a special 1 out of this guy. There we go. We can heavy counter him. Some very big numbers off our heavy, and that Ant's Axe hit, which is what our axe is called, is doing some serious bleed damage. Now, we've just got the weapons gone round, so we just need to get rid of it once more, but this fight is pretty much over at this point. We do also have Rust and Ruin, but our cleanse charges are doing a very good job of keeping all this armor breaks down, meaning we're not taking unnecessary damage. Having 1 sneak through isn't the worst idea, just for that bit of extra willpower healing, and you can see now with all the damage adding up, we are getting some serious bleed damage as well, and there goes that fight. Last fight up today, and we are going to be sticking on this path. We've got Hulk Ragnarok, so we can show off that grit passive. He's about, I think he's 4th on the path, but Chee'ilth took every fight up to this point. Remember, we've got that Grizzly's Grit off our special 1, which means we can ignore whenever our opponents go unstoppable, which is really, really nice once it's active. So here we go. That purple icon, Grizzly's Grit. It now doesn't matter if the opponent's unstoppable or not. You can see Hulk's going to smash, but I don't care. I can ignore it. Also unique to Chee'ilth, it also gives all of her attacks a 50% chance to bleed the opponent, and also unique to Chee'ilth is that Tranquility of her special 2, or the Tranquilize debuff, means whilst that's up, she can't miss, so she's also an excellent miss counter. And there goes that Hulk Ragnarok, an 8.1.3 opponent down in just 40 seconds. Really not bad at all. So, there you have it. A quick look at Chee'ilth at the 7-star rank 1 level. Again, that signature ability did not come up in this entire video. It would allow her to heal a little bit of extra health from physical bursts of damage, and give her a critical chance passive versus bleed immune matchups, but to be honest, you don't want to be using her versus bleed immunes anyway. Coming soon, 7.2.1 will be coming out next week, hopefully. We also have tier list updates, the 7.2.1 follow through, and then we'll be continuing on into 7.2.2, as well as we've got the Hulkbuster showcase to do, and the Discord voted on a 7-star rank 3 OG Scarlet Witch showcase, and she is mental, so that will be coming out soon as well. If you have any questions, please do leave them down below, and please do all the YouTube stuff. Feel free to join the Discord as well, a great place to get specific advice, make suggestions for future video topics, and while I'm awake, I do my best to be there as much as possible, link in the description. Thank you, and I will see you next time.